Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Laverne Fuller with the Fuller Effect. And I'm coming to you guys tonight because I wanted to talk about a story that I've been seeing in the headlines. It's about a minister by the name of Derek Shepherd. I didn't get off deep into which church he's in and stuff like that. But what the issue is with Derek Shepherd is that he had been married to his wife, I believe her first name was Cheryl, for 19 years, and then she suffered a stroke. And she was bedbound and very sick for about 3 years, I think I understood them to say. And while she's sick and debilitated, he divorced her. He said she was no longer marital quality. I believe that's what that was. She was no longer of marital quality. And that kind of bothered me. Not kind of bothered me. It bothered me quite a bit that this man of God, and I'm careful to say that, could walk away from his that you've been married to. Hey, what do you mean this woman that you've married to for 19 years, you can divorce because she's no longer married material? And for me, you guys know I'm transparent. For me, the reason that this is such a sore subject for me is because, as you guys know, I was married for 16 years with my husband, for 18 before he passed away. Well, my husband was sick for 5 years. He was a trucker, and he suffered with diabetes, and there was a series of things that occurred. First, there was he had eye surgery, and where he had perfect vision. Now he was legally blind, but he was still working. Then he could no longer work because now he was on dialysis full time. Then he had to passed out from the dialysis, which they found out they were giving out medication that could kill you. But from passing out from that, he had to be resuscitated 3 times. Now he has short-term memory loss. And then to add insult to injury, he then had to have one of his legs amputated. Now, through all of that, people say, oh, well, I never stopped loving him. I never stopped seeing him as that guy. He had gone through some rough stuff, but when he was good, when we had a good time, he was wonderful to me. I couldn't even imagine myself treating him less than the king that he was. Because, trust me, he treated me like a queen is like just an understatement. And so when I heard this man, especially this man of God, said his wife was sick and she was no longer married material, it made me start thinking, who do you love? And are you sure? Why do you love the people in your life? Is it for what you can do for them? Is it for what they could do for you? Does your love come with conditions? Or is it an unconditional type of love? Because I was thinking the other night, we were watching Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight doing verses. And Gladys Knight has a song called You're Number One in My Book. And she was like, part of the lyrics goes, I know you're thinking, what do I want in return? But your happiness is my only return. You can't live like that. It is true that you need to give everything that you need to give if you're in a true relationship, especially a marital relationship under God. But you need to, in the dating stages, find out what are they going to do for you also. It cannot be a one-sided situation, because everybody can love you when everything is easy, when everything is good. But who's in your corner when things start to fall apart? That is more of the question. Who do you love, and are you sure? You can never determine your real true love for a person when everything is rosy, because there's nothing to mend. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to salvage. It's in the hard times that you find out who your real true love is. And maybe in those hard times, you find out who you really are as a person. You find out, do you even have that capacity to love to that level? I noticed nowadays it's not as fashionable to get married. A lot of people say they're not getting married. And maybe that's best if they can't honestly, truly stand before God. Because when you make a union, it's you, your mate, and God intertwined. The three come together to fight and work through anything. And if you honestly and truly cannot say in yourself that you can be there through anything, thick and thin, love them through anything, and respect them through anything, then maybe that's not the course for you to follow. It disturbed me, and then it seemed as though he was now using this wife as fodder to kind of antagonize her family. I've got her, y'all can't see her. I'm punishing you for things that y'all said and did years ago. That's just not really the way we should live our lives. If you love me, you love me. I'm cool. If you hate me, you hate me. But there will be trying times in relationships. That's if it's your friend. That's if it's your lover. Before you run and give all of yourself to somebody unconditionally, create some conditions. You need to create some conditions. When I dated, I was kind of crazy. My husband and I went to the mall for the first time we were dating, and I just passed out in the middle of the mall. We were walking, I just passed out. And he ran, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I started laughing. And he was like, "What the hell?" I needed to know what kind of dude that was, if he was going to look back at me or if he was going to see me as his damsel in distress. Now, he had some choice words for me, but I saw in him what I needed to see. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go out there and do some crazy stuff like I used to do back in the day, but what I am saying to you is pay attention. Pay close attention, because people will tell you where you stand in their lives. I remember I was once dating this guy, and I guess we were together a year or so, and I knew we were on schedule for him to propose. And we were in the car one day, and he said, "You know, Vern, you're probably the nicest lady I ever met, but you're not my yellow girls." He said, "You're the prettiest thing, you're the sweetest thing, but you're not my preference." I'm thinking that I need to go out and find a yellow girl, and probably we'll get together. She'll break up with me and we'll come back. We move forward. I really didn't say much. I kind of gradually pulled back. And then one day he came with a ring. Now, some people would say, "Ooh," my mind is no. No, because if I'm not what you prefer, I'm not going to get into that and spend half of my life and constantly looking over my shoulder. What happens when we got a baby and a house and a car and a dog, and there's a girl that comes up just like me, but she's 3 shades lighter? Not willing to do that. Not willing to do that. And you have to have enough love and respect for yourself to be able to say no, thank you. If you're not what somebody really wants, if you're not really what somebody is looking for, it's okay. Not perfect, but I'm perfect for you. And you're only going to be perfect for a few people, for a person or two, not everybody. But it disturbed me that a man could stand flat-footed in public and talk about all the aspirations he has, and that woman who stood by his side every day when she was well, when she was doing okay, and then say she's not appropriate for me for marriage because she's sick. I will tell you this: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What you sow, you shall also reap. So right now, he's basically thrown her away, but he'll wish that he had had a woman to love him like she probably did. He'll wish pieces of a damn about who he is. Because trust me, everybody loves you when you can do everything for them. But who's there for you when you can't? Well, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not trying to make this a habit. But before I went to bed, this was just on my mind, and I just wanted to talk about it and share it, and tell me what you got about it too, because I know I'm not the only one this disturbed. Um, I hope I'm not the only one that's disturbed. Anyway, I'm going to bed. After I have wine, I'm getting ready to go on a 40-day sugar fast. God pray for me. Y'all know how I do it. The Laverne Fuller with the Fuller effect. I love you with the love of the Lord, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.